I'ma be. Black Eyed Peas, low key, like we don't appreciate them enough. We thought they sold out. Like, they really had some hits. But let's get straight into it. Hip hop, hold down is what we do. Vlad, of all people, checks math over reckless pull up on Esso and Hynaken on lip service. Let's go.
I think it was a cool moment, and what I said was exactly what he said.
Yeah,
it was the same story both ways. No one got punked. No one got intimidated. No one. It was friendly.
Right.
Point blank. And I'm glad it happened.
This how I felt about popping up on Hynaken and Esso.
Mm-hmm. That went a little different than me and Joe, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I didn't feel like it was that type of situation.
Right.
People are ranting and raving, saying, "Oh, you're putting people's life."
Yeah, no, it wasn't
putting
that.
people's life.
It wasn't that.
It wasn't that. It was.
Who said that? I don't think nobody said that. I just think it was corny that you pulled up on them unannounced without them knowing. That's all it was.
I don't even know why they could think that, because Angela is your friend. Why would she sacrifice her platform?
Right. And I wouldn't sacrifice her platform.
It's just
I would never
how
do
people
that.
view it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you do got to kind of look at it like it was blindsided.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because the niggas is being interviewed and they don't even know math is popping out.
Right.
You feel me? It does look that way. It could be...
Don't say what it is.
Esso would have said something out of line and got up and got crazy.
Right.
Math would have had to defend itself.
I think that.
No, for real though.
No, but I say
He's
that.
laughing.
But
I hear you, but I don't
you
think
got
it was
females
ever
in the room
going
that
to
can't
be
break that
it
shit.
goes back to respect, bro.
But I will say this: nobody was going to disrespect
That's what I'm saying.
Angela's
All I'm
like
saying
that.
is what
You don't know that though. You don't know
I did
that.
know that.
You don't know that.
Come
I
on,
did
man.
know that.
Okay, so the fights that you got into, like what was it?
This.
Like on Smack.
There was a
right?
lot of
Those.
occasions where I know
You
if I didn't do anything, nothing was to happen.
you never know that.
See, that's why I said, like,
What if he like threw something at you?
Women can get in
Again.
a room and have heated debates
But why
and
would he?
conversations about business, and it's okay for people to say, hey, we put them together, they had this conversation, but as soon as it's like, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how Eve made Adam bite the apple. Like, stop it. Stop it. This is not Adam and Eve. Guess what? It's not a real story. You know what I'm saying?
Did Angela know that he was showing up?
You say Adam and Eve not a real story? No, I'm not even gonna. I'm staying focused. Is it me or Vlad is turning older? Is turning more and more into an old white man. Like the older he get, he went from being low key mixed when he started hip hop to now he's coming old. Like he looked like Harry Potter. What was my man name in Harry Potter with the long white beard? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Not like y'all ain't watch Harry Potter. Whoever man is, Voldemort, whatever. Turned into a very old white man. It's interesting. You know what? I'm not even gonna do that today.
She seemed surprised.
No. She was very surprised.
Oh, what happened? I'm in
Stop it. This is not Adam and Eve. Guess what? It's not a real story.
I hate that laugh, by the way.
You know what I'm
Those
saying?
of you of,
Did Angela know that he was showing up? She seemed surprised.
No. She was very surprised.
So why did you bring
She was
him?
very surprised.
Yeah.
So now I got a question. So why did you bring him? Why did you bring him? Oh, so you set them up. Oh, the plot motherfucking thickens. So you set them up. Oh, why'd you do that? Now the thing is, well, I didn't know they were going to be there. Or if Angela Yee was like, oh, I got some guests before y'all. But why would you bring him knowing they got Static if you knew that they were doing the interview? I found out to be intriguing. Maybe Vlad's interviewing skills can get us some more information.
If you walked into an interview of someone I was interviewing, I would get up and walk you out.
And that's fine. And that's fine.
But wait, but
That's
I
all right.
don't want to make this
that was-
about
but
Angela.
I
Just
wouldn't
to be
let
clear,
that conversation happen.
just to be clear.
if I didn't know it was coming.
Just to be clear, that was also an option. I didn't think that she was going to say, "Yo, sit down. We got an extra mic."
That's what I'm saying. And the whole thing was she has seen them be public before, right? People don't know that. Like they've
Okay.
been in the same space before and everything's been fine.
Okay.
She's seen that.
Yeah, hugs and
She
kisses.
had a show one day and they co-hosted and they called me from the show. Everything was all love. So
Okay.
these guys, it was a conversation that needed to happen between them. There was never a point where anybody thought it was going to escalate to blows. That wasn't the case.
But the problem is that conversation doesn't need to happen on camera. Because as soon as you put microphones and cameras in front of niggas, whatever issues they have is going to amplify because they got to keep face for the camera and the microphone. So my issue is, if they really was going to have a conversation, it didn't need, even though it's good for us content creators and good for us nosy people, that conversation didn't need to happen in public. That needed to be a private conversation. And again, we don't know what Esso or Hynaken would have been. We don't know what Math would have been on, depending on how the conversation would have went. But they said it was cool for Math to do to be on the podcast. So not like they didn't have say so. Even though I think they was in a lose-lose. Because if you're like, oh, I don't want Math to be, they're kind of in a lose-lose though. Because if they say, if Hynaken and Esso like, yeah, I don't want him to be on our time, Math is going to go on his podcast and be like, oh, yeah, they're afraid to talk to me. Yeah, I pulled up on them, right? And they're afraid to talk to me. So, like, it would have been a lose-lose either way. So, but they did say, Esco, I saw it, they were like, yeah, it's cool. He can talk, yeah. And it's cool for Angela. Of course, Angela, you want him to talk so she can get the content. She's doing what she's supposed to do. But I still feel like a lineup to me, though. I don't care what nobody said.
I showed up by myself, man.
In all your fights, you by
So
yourself.
people, so wait, let me say
Funny.
See, like, here's the thing. Like, I'm not good. I'm not good at letting people scream at me. I don't do that.
Oh,
Like, you can't scream at me. And
People
continue.
scream on
At one
TV
point,
all the
he
time.
did scream, and Math was like, chill.
But he kept screaming.
I think
And
they
he
was having a
screamed at you,
passionate
too.
conversation.
No,
He
it was
was
a
passionate.
It was
He was
passionate. There was
passionate.
also some screaming.
and he was screaming.
I feel like, and I've had situations with people, like,
Black
Matt
folk
was on
talk
my
loud
show,
anyway, though.
Yesterday, like, me and Polo G, he was mad at me over some comments I made on an academic show. He's like, yo, I want to FaceTime you. I'm like, cool. And he FaceTimed me. The first thing he started doing was screaming at me. And I'm like, you're gonna calm down or I'm going to hang up on you. He just kept screaming, so I just hung up on him.
But I think that,
That was
that
the
they
end
were
of the-
all grown enough to be able to remove themselves from the situation out of respect for what we do. And nobody was going to risk their platforms. There's too much. Everyone in that room had too much to lose by doing
I'm old
something
school.
ignorant.
I'm old school. You know what they said about the loudest in the room.
Yeah. I get
And
it.
I still believe that to be true. And that's not a shot, but someone getting loud is not a threat to me.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? It's just not. It's just, okay.
I didn't see
But
him talk.
I don't mean it's a threat. I just mean
He's
like
just
to
like-
me, I feel like at this point in my life, you have to maintain a certain level of respect around me for me to continue to be in your presence.
To interact. Yeah, I
To
get that.
continue.
Nigga, you don't see. I'm trying to stay focused. 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 Like, nigga, tell that to Farrakhan. Tell that to Godfrey. Tell that to Lord Jamar, nigga. Go ahead.
Interact.
I get
You're
that.
not going to scream at me.
That's
You're
acceptable.
going to calm down. We're going to have a regular conversation, or else I'm leaving the conversation.
Right.
That's across the board. You've never seen a video of someone screaming at me or whatever else. Like, you've seen people get crazy in interviews, but they're not screaming at me.
Listen,
That's just my thing. And everyone has their own level of tolerance.
1,000 squashed potatoes.
It's crazy.
What is that?
1,000 squashed potatoes. For people that watch the show, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
None of y'all remember this? 1,000 squashed
I
potatoes?
don't know what that is.
I have no
You're
idea.
solo on this one, man.
Yeah.
This is all
Yeah.
you.
You flying this plane by yourself.
Solo mission.
Okay.
But, I applaud you for sitting there and, not reacting to him screaming at you. I actually was happy to see it.
Right.
Would you want to have another live conversation with them? I mean, a recorded whatever
I've
conversation?
been asked this question. Like I said, if everyone's open to it, I don't have a problem with it. Like it's not a problem for me. It's not. It's never been a problem for me to have that conversation because I know where I stand in it. Now, other people, we could debate on who was right, who was wrong, whatever it is. But I think it's important that people see the conversation because we don't get to see the conversation. Like we'll never see Joe walk in or Rory and Mal like, yeah, I'm here to talk. We'll never see that. You know what I mean? Oh, you never know.
You might.
Right? But, I think that it's important for people to see like, it's not what you think it is. Mm-hmm. It's really not what you think.
Yeah, I do think it's important that it's not fight or flight. Like it's not that. Like men can be men. We can be cordial. We can be in a room. It might be some yelling, but we can still have a discussion, and then we can agree to disagree, or we cannot agree at all, and we just move our separate way. So I do think, because at the end of the day, a lot of these niggas are going to be in the same rooms most of the time. They're going to, somehow, some way, they're going to be in the same room together. And when it comes to rappers, when it comes to entertainers, they're going to be in the same rooms. They have to, no different from your workplace, we have to be at a workplace with a person you don't like. So I do like that aspect, that they were in the same room, they were able to have a conversation, whether it was productive or not, and able to hash out whatever they felt needed to be said or heard. I do like that. So yeah, I agree with that though. I agree with that.
Yeah. Like for example, me and Whack 100. 10 years ago, I was at a Ray J video shoot for the song "I Hit It First," which was like about Kim Kardashian. And
You would be
the director of the video invited me, and I met Whack for the first time. He was managing Ray J in Game, and he was like fresh out.
Can we just say how lame that was? Like, who brags about "I hit it first"? What does that even matter? Like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay focused. I'm trying not to, but that was just such a lame thing to do. Like, that was such a lame thing to do, to be like, I hit it first. Like, so? Like, what is that about? I never understood that about men. Like, having this bravado of like, I got that first, I conquered that first. It's like, so? I'd rather be last than first. I'd rather be a committed relationship than be first. It'd be real love than be first, nigga. Like, anybody can bag somebody. But did you have a real relationship? Did y'all have a real thing going? Like, did y'all? I hit it first. Like, I always like, man, Ray J, bro. He's entertaining. He has some hits, but bro,
like not really accustomed to the industry and so forth.
That was corny.
But I asked Ray J, I said, hey, can I shoot a couple photos and post them? He's like, yeah, go ahead. I posted the photos, and I guess like this whole thing was like a secret. They didn't want it out. So like the investors freaked out. So Whack called me with Ray J on three-way and started screaming at me, started threatening me and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm done. So for 10 years, we didn't talk.
You and Whack?
Me and Whack. For 10 years.
Right.
And, I knew, it wasn't like active friction. It wasn't, he had said a few things about me over the years, but I was like, whatever. Like, if we weren't running into each other, I'll probably have security with me, so it's whatever, right?
Right.
So for 10 years, we just didn't talk. And then I was in the process of booking Game for an interview, and it ended up not working out. And I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to have to just go through Whack to make this interview happen. So I called him up, and, the first thing was like, look, I'm trying to make this interview happen. We could rehash what happened 10 years ago, but ultimately, no one lost money. Everyone's made millions since then. And for me, it's whatever. He goes, I agree. Let's do this business. And now Whack is a regular on my show.
Right.
But he's also grown since then. We talked about this. Like the Whack from 2015 is not the Whack of 2025.
Right.
He's had a lot of exposure to a lot of different people. He has, he's met Elon Musk, and, he's done work with Kanye, and he's had successful artists, and he's made millions of dollars.
Right.
And he knows that he can't he could turn up and do the whack 100 thing.
So are we going to continue?
You'd be surprised the amount of people that he knows. And look, ever since then,
I agree too.
I agree with that. Chat, how you feel about it?
I feel about what?
and people grow, people mature, and people could, they could both realize, everyone made mistakes along the way. You can get over those mistakes.
I agree with that.
I agree too.
I agree with that. Chat, how you feel about it?
I think we
wanna
need
know
to
what
see
the
more of
chat
that.
thinks about it.
I'm seeing a lot of division going on in the game right now. Every time I turn on the internet, it's division. We need to see more unity.
Well, besides Cam and Jim, what else is there?
You?
You're dead wrong. Shout out to Biggie. You're dead wrong. And see, this is the thing. I don't want to really do that. Do I really want to do that? It's like, no, I don't want to put it on women. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be lame. I'm not going to put it on women. I'm just saying there are some scenarios when women will send men on dummy missions. That's all I'm going to say. Like, there are scenarios to where women will send men on dummy missions, nigga, and just wait for the outcome and be like this. Cause that was still, yeah, like I agree, like Kim and Mav can't take accountability, oh my God, words, Kim and Mav can't take accountability that they were dead wrong for popping up on them like that. I gotta agree. That was wrong. Cause at the end of the day, it was their interview time. It was their time. I don't even know why you even needed Matt. Well, they might have been doing I don't know. I didn't watch the interview of hers with lip service. I don't know what the situation was. But I just feel like that was all. I feel like that was all set. That was just all a setup. That was all a setup, dog. That was all a setup. Like that was all a setup. I don't care what nobody says. That was all a setup. Yeah, that was all a setup to me. I think as soon as I even find it weird that Angela, you would set up an interview the same day, like at the same day as someone that was on Expert Opinion. Like, why would you set like that whole thing? Just feels fishy to me. It just feels fishy to me. Yeah, that feels messy and it feels fishy to me. The conversation about, and that's what I hate, that they made the conversation about it getting physical or like, that's not the conversation. We ain't worried about that. I never once in my mind did I think it was going to go left, right? But the thing is, respect is about having a certain respect level, not trying to set people up, not trying to, right? And when you say set up, we don't mean set up to do something, but just catch people off guard, right? Because you don't know what, even though y'all see them in the same room, you don't know how niggas was feeling or what they were going through. Or maybe they were, like, if I'm doing something and I'm chilling and I see somebody I'm not really rocking with, they might mess up my whole entire mood. To where I'm like, oh, I gotta see this. Like, it might mess up my whole entire mood because I thought this was supposed to be me time and what me and my mans got going, us trying to promote our podcast, the ones that barely has 100,000 views, right? Right, Mav? Right? We're trying to build our thing. Now this nigga coming in here trying to mess up what we have going on by telling them what we did or did not do. I just think that's crazy to me, man. But Mav has been Mav since Mav's been Mav. I've seen Mav evolve, definitely evolve and mature in certain things. And some things, Mav still is Mav. That's all I'm gonna say. And I agree. Yeah, I fucks with Kim and Mav, but they dead wrong about this. Trying to justify backdooring is just not cool, man. Either stand on it or admit that you was bogus, but keep it downplaying it is ridiculous. I agree. That was a grimy move, man. Like, that was a grimy move. Like, what if that would have happened in reverse, right? Like, what if that would have happened in reverse and it was Mav Hoffa on Joe Budden podcast and Esso Hynaken pulled up, right? With I don't know who would have been Ish if Ish is on the podcast. If they would have put up, right, and Matt Hoffa was trying to promote something or trying to promote something, and then they pull up. I don't know if Matt would have been so cordial or been so cool. Cause you see, as soon as Angela said, "Was there's a mic right here," he didn't give him 3 seconds. Now, again, I understand they have their disagreement. They have different perspectives of what happened with the podcast and why their relationship separated. I get that. And they probably have not been able to really have a discussion about what happened. And I get that as well. But again, I just feel like that wasn't the time. You could have did this afterwards. You could talk about it's cool to see people, do it on camera or whatever. It's like, okay, all right. But I just think that wasn't cool, bro. I don't think that was cool. Vlad is right, which I never thought. Vlad is right. It wasn't professional, but it's good. It happened because it exposed people's real character. I truly believe Matt wanted to have a heart-to-heart with them in a peaceful manner, but how it was orchestrated was flat out wrong. Yeah, that's what I do. I do think Matt wanted to have that conversation, right? But just how it was orchestrated was wrong. I would have never do a business deal with that woman or go into business deal where she is involved. Yeah, they deserve not to only know. Yeah, Hynaken and Esso deserve not only to know if Matt was coming, but also determine whether or not it should be allowed. That, like, you gave them no. That's what I was saying. Loud. That's how proper business is done. From a black empowerment standpoint, I'm happy they got together and hopefully they iron out their differences. But from a business standpoint, that woman to get right to the right of Matt is a snake. That's crazy. But that's what they think. I personally want to do business with her. I won't go that far, but yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like I said, you didn't give them a split second to really think. It's kind of like, and they probably wanted to have a conversation too. So we're not gonna act like it's one-sided. Hynaken and Esso probably wanted to have a conversation too, but you kind of really didn't give them a possibility. It's different if at the beginning of the podcast, Angela Yee would have told Esso and Hynaken, "Hey, Kim is coming and Math is coming." Now before the cameras and mics turn on, they can be like, "I'm not cool. I don't really want to have a conversation." Or they can be like, "Yeah, cool. They can have a conversation. Let's go." Right? But not giving them the option, right? Not giving a split second giving them a split second decision is not giving them an option. By telling them within 3 seconds, "Hey, can Math be on the podcast with us, guys?" But she didn't really say that, right? She literally said, "Hey, there's a mic open," and Math came around. They didn't really give an okay for real, if you're going to be honest. So it's kind of like you didn't really give them a choice. So he's kind of just strong on his situation, which, Anyway, yeah, I just think that was just a corny move to do. If you knew they was going to be there, right? I don't see the difference between doing that and just being like calling them up or letting Angela Yee know or saying it through Kim, because clearly Kim is the medium, right? So letting Kim know, "Hey, can you let them know I want to have a conversation?" And now they can decide whether they want to have a conversation on or off camera. But like, comment, subscribe, share all the things of the things. Hip hop, hold it down. Hold down's what we do. Me.